Welcome all to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how awesome the Rubicon Trail is, again, not in a Toyota, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me again on a episode of Snail Trail 4x4 is Mr. Jimmy Jett, who owns a Toyota vehicle, or two, or three, four, Becky. I just forget about Becky. Mr. Jimmy Jett, how the hell are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Things are going well. It's just hot.
Yes.
Hot.
Yes, it is.
Hot.
We have a little lull and then it ramps right back up.
Yeah.
And by little lull, it's still in the high 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking. It's supposed to be like 110.
Maybe
the whole coming up week, something like that. I don't know.
Yay.
It's fucking crazy. Anyways,
air conditioning in Clifford.
Yeah, I'm getting my whole air conditioning system at home replaced right now. Fun times.
We're gonna have that inspected.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, things have been going well. It's just getting hot, and summer finally hit here in NorCal. So there's some fun updates about that. Pretty much all the trails are going to be opening back up here after July 31st.
Yeah,
the last day of July.
Oh, interesting.
I think so. Kind of the ones that we're waiting on right now are Signal Peak, Slick Rock, and Deer Valley.
Signal Peak's not open?
I don't think so.
Interesting. I thought that one would have been open by now.
No, that one's high elevation up at the top, but there's not really any shade cover at the top.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a good question. I don't know. I do know for a fact though that Slick Rock and Deer Valley are closed still through the end of the month.
Those. Yep.
There's one snow berm apparently they're concerned about on Slick Rock, and it's no longer in the trail.
Well, now maintenance can go in.
Yeah, they should be opening it up soon. So there's that. Barrett Lake, the rules governing Barrett Lake changed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when Barrett Lake closed to the 42 trail closure.
Yes.
And they had to do all of the repairs and work on Barrett Lake to get it back up to erosion control standards.
Okay.
One of the rules was that they had to go up, a hydrologist had to go up and measure no more snow in some of the surrounding meadows around Barrett Lake.
Okay.
And then the trail would open 30 days after that point.
Okay. Well, we're going to have snow until...
So apparently
October.
That rule was only slated for 5 years after the trail opened.
Oh.
So last year was the 5th year. So Forest Service is like, no, we want the trail open. So they are opening the trail August 1st.
Sweet.
Unfortunately, they have not coordinated this trail opening with the Highlanders who does the Adopt a Trail. And there's supposedly like 30 to 40 trees down in the middle of the trail right now.
Oh, dang.
If anybody goes out and plays around on Barrett Lake at the beginning of August,
Bring a chainsaw
and please cut the trees out and move them as you go. Do not drive around them. I can't imagine the Forest Service would be this evil. Makes me kind of wonder if they're opening it to see if people will go and then just drive around, go off trail around the trees on the trail. And then they have cause to close it back up again.
Yes. So
if you're going on Barrett, please take a chainsaw with you and help clean up some of the trail. I know that there's a couple of efforts being put together super last minute to try and get people up on Barrett, volunteers to help clear the trail before it opens. But that's unsure of if that's going to happen yet at this point. So,
well, that is a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go up there and record from Barrett Lake?
I'm interested. Let's do it next Tuesday. Take Tuesday off and go up to Barrett and see if we can get it open. We'll go up and do a bunch of maintenance and then record from the lake.
It's not next Tuesday. We're not allowed up there until the 1st.
I am a certified sawyer and I'm a member of the Adopt a Trail Club.
Oh.
So if the Forest Service really wants the club to go up and help with the maintenance and get it open, then I'm sure they would let us in.
Then I will consult with my boss.
Okay. I need to check with my boss too then. That's funny.
Because I have some other responsibilities, but that could be
a really fun
Spend
Tuesday.
the night at Barrett?
That'd be fun. Come back Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see if we can make that happen. Anyway, so that's updates on trails in NorCal here. Let's see. We have a really cool giveaway going on this month from Moose Knuckle. with some moose knuckles and a receiver hitch and some jowls. So if you guys wanted to get in on those, it's $350 worth of recovery equipment from Moose Knuckle Recovery. You can go on to irate4x4.com, head over to the Snail Trail forum, and then sign up for at least, I guess the giveaway tier, because the gift box tier is closed.
Correct.
So you got to sign up for that giveaway tier. We are pretty much, do we have stuff fully, pretty much everything ready for the gift box?
No.
Okay.
I haven't put the order in for the special item yet.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I've received everybody's order.
Cool.
So I'm just failing.
Okay. I'm glad you can acknowledge that. Then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll just be blunt with that one.
There we go. It's all right. We still got until like the end of September, so
yeah,
we're still good.
We're ahead of schedule.
We are still
very much, but
yeah.
We have a little bit more work to do.
I'm excited for this one. I still haven't used my kit, and I need to.
Neither have I.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. So we got gift boxes coming up in September. We've got the Moose Knuckle giveaway, October. Thank you. Moose Knuckle giveaway coming up at the end of July. Today, if you are listening to this episode, the day it comes out on Monday. Today is the last day to get your orders in for the Super Winch group buy. So make sure you email that over to me. I am going to submit the order with Super Winch tomorrow, Tuesday. So make sure you get your order into me before midnight tonight, because as of Tuesday morning, the order is going to be into Super Winch. And then I will email everybody with rough shipping costs for everybody. So, and what the final cost is going to be. So I'm going to pay everything up front. And we'll just have everybody else pay me back once everything's in, and Perfect. You guys can. So
sounds good.
So that's the Super Winch group buy. We're at 542 reviews.
So close.
So close.
So close.
8 more for a swag pack, which we may save some of the Moose Knuckle swag.
Yeah.
There for the swag pack.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I'll order up some Morphlate hats for the swag pack too.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun. The
Perfect.
MFers. For reviews, we'll do a couple really quick here. We got Mr. Chevy Guy.
Chevy Guy.
It says, for the winch, keep up the good work, boys. Chevys over Jeeps.
I agree with that.
Yep, I agree. It's a good statement.
Yep.
Next one is from Sam6H6. It says, ecstatic. Short story. Absolutely love the show. Outstanding hosts, incredibly informative. I highly recommend it if you car camp, go wheeling, enjoy any off-road adventure. Long story, listened to High Sierra 4x4 years ago. Didn't have a wheeler, but did have a Dodge Dakota I'd take on camping adventures, and I love the entertainment, 4x4 tips, and learning about the hobby. I was very sad when it came to an end and was not ready to hear these new randos trying to co-host my favorite 4x4 pod. Fast forward to today, I bought a 2018 two-door JK daily driver adventure rig, much more capable than my Dodge, and I think I should go re-listen to my old fave. Once again, sadly, I reached the end, but this time I listened to the Toyota Boys with an open, possibly matured mind, and was immediately surprised from Tyler's first appearance how much I enjoyed his incredible knowledge-based, thoughtful, and fun personality. I'll go with the fun personality. I don't know about the first two, though. Then comes Jimmy's, and he's the same way. Substitute some ham radio expertise with a can-do mechanical aptitude. Combine all that with a genuine friendship, and these guys are a wonderful combo to listen to. I'm ecstatic. I've discovered a new favorite 4x4 pod with hundreds of new episodes to listen to. I'm enjoying it very much. I always listen to current episodes while catching up on the old stuff in the meantime. That's a long story.
Good story, though.
It is a good story.
Thank you for following along with our journey.
Yeah.
We have had the Balkans on in the past, and or a Balkan.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you see the Facebook picture of them together recently?
Yeah.
And the whole, cool. All the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the fact that you went back and listened to High Sierra 4x4, and then came to, when you got to our section, you heard us with an open mind. That was cool.
Yeah. We should put that review on a t-shirt. How's that?
That's way too long. You like fill the whole back up.
Yeah. All right. So last review for today is from Cali 4Runner 88. Best
our buddy Toyota guy, at least.
Yeah. Right. I thought. I don't know who that is actually. Best 4x4 podcast. My favorite podcast to listen to. Tyler sounds like he could be a Jeep guy, but I guess he drives a 4Runner. Love the stories about the Rubicon. Lots of good info. Thanks, guys. Is that because I like air conditioning and heated seats?
Probably.
That makes sense. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with sounding. I do have Rubicon badges on my the 4Runner. Yeah. So
I did drive a go-kart that had a Jeep badge on the front.
Did you? Nice. Well, cool. Thanks, guys, for writing in. We'll get to more reviews here in the future. And remember, there's only 8 spots left for the next swag pack. So make sure you guys get a review in before you're no longer a part of the reviews for the swag pack. So,
and you can do that on Apple. What is it? Apple Podcast is what they call it now. Yep. So go over there and leave that review.
So we got some reviews done. We got some giveaways talked about.
Yep.
Yep. Anything else we got to do?
Yep.
What else we got to do?
I don't know. We're gonna. Shall I talk about the Flex Power Tool meetup real quick?
Yeah, let's hear about that. How that'll
be a little shorter of a story than I think your Rubicon trip.
Sure.
So let's see. So I came home from my road trip on Thursday, and then I had Friday to kind of prep and get life back together, and I ran some panels, and we did a little work at the house. And then Saturday, I went down to Fasteners Tool Outlet, hung out with Lawless Corey,
very nice,
and some of the Flex Power Tool guys. One guy from Lawless, and one guy from Shervon, and the West Coast manager for Flex.
Oh, cool.
And Corey. Nice. Which is a Lawless gentleman. So so there was a wide spread of people there. I drove Bobcat down.
Okay.
I drove the day on Friday, I drove Bobcat to the assistant's house.
Okay.
And I couldn't go faster than 60 miles an hour, 65 maybe.
Wobble?
It was vibrating like crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you check your transfer case mount?
No, but I checked my hubs and one of them was locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your front drive shaft isn't very
no, it's not very straight at all. Yeah. So I unlocked that. And then the next day I was bombing down the freeway, 70, 75 miles an hour, cruised down to Power Inn and the Fasteners Tool Outlet and got there. I picked up some beers along the way. Corey had the food truck there, the taco truck, and we had they were already set up by the time I got there. So that was nice. I didn't have to help with that. And when I pulled in, Brian Cathcart.
Oh yeah.
Was there? 4Runner.
Yep.
Yeah. So he was talking to Lawless Corey. He was getting some tools for himself. And
go ahead.
He was getting some tools for himself and talking with Corey about all the different wide variety of tools they had. They did have some tools that aren't released, I think, that were out on the table, which was pretty cool. But it was a lot of carpentry tools primarily. They had a great turnout.
Yeah. Don't let Brian weld. Just FYI.
Okay. I won't.
I'm just kidding, Brian.
Yeah. Good to know, though.
Keep him on wood. Keep him working on wood stuff.
Sounds good. Yeah, Brian pretty much bought our final giveaway.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Brian, can I come over and borrow? Oh, Brian, I will trade you a Toyota axle for all of those tools. How's that?
There you go. Yeah. Deal. So let's see. Then Moreflate Sean showed up.
Okay.
And so I got to hang out with him a little bit, chat with him. Sean Spaghetti and his dad showed up.
Nice.
Yeah. So we had a few people showing up. Nobody brought their rigs out. Brian drove his daily driver 4th gen 4Runner.
Okay.
Now, and that was it besides Bobcat hanging out there. I did have a few people park near Bobcat and then start walking around Bobcat. So that was kind of funny.
You didn't park him up on Corey's truck?
No,
his Tundra?
On his new Tundra on the hood. No, I didn't. Corey was smart and parked in the shade. I parked out in front in the sun. And it was blazing hot. So had a few waters, had a few beers. There's some random gentleman grabbed a beer out of the cooler and the beer was punctured.
Oh.
And so he's like, here, man, shotgun it. You know,
go.
Okay. And he's like, I'll do it with you. So he grabbed himself a beer. So
that was Corey's boss.
Probably. No, it wasn't. That was a random guy. But yeah, they did pretty good.
Nice.
They had a buy a tool, turn a tool in and get a free tool.
No shit.
Yeah. I wish I would have known that.
So hold on. So if you bought a tool and turned one in,
you get another tool.
Then you get a free one.
A free one. Yeah.
Dang it.
I know.
I was like, I would have turned in all my DeWalt stuff if I had known that was going on.
I have an old school 12 volt Makita that won't even charge anymore.
Oh, perfect.
I could take this dead tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish I knew that was happening. I was a very good boy. I didn't actually buy anything. I'm trying to save right now. I did buy some oscillating tool bits.
Okay.
There was like $50 for the kit.
Bits.
But that was it. I was going to buy a grinder, but they were actually sold out at the time.
Yeah.
So they sold out of a few items. I think I think Fastener Tool Outlet was shocked about how much interest there was in the flex power tools.
Good.
But it was
fun.
There
should be. They're phenomenal stuff. I mean,
they really are.
I mean, the tools are great themselves. They use some higher powered motors in them, right? Mm-hmm. But what's really cool is the battery technology that they're doing with stuff.
Oh,
they're really pushing things forward, which is cool to see. So
yeah, they had a fairly large right angle drill out there.
Okay.
And they had like this 1.5, 2-inch hole cutter.
Okay.
Like hole saw bit for wood, right? And they had a 4x4.
Okay.
And they're like, drill through that. And I'm like, okay. And it just ate it. So no problem. I threw a video up on social media of Sean Spaghetti. He had like, I don't know what it was, like a 24-inch auger bit. And he went into the 4x4 end and just
kept going all the way.
Just went the whole way. And like the drill did not slow down.
Wow.
It was just dove into that piece of wood. It was crazy. It was fun to see. The tools sold themselves, and then there were some cool people out there to hang out with.
Nice.
Yeah. But anybody that got one of the tools, a saw, or a drill or any of them in their hands, they're like, wow, these are crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people turning in reds and a lot of people turning in blues and yellows and grabbing the
greens.
The greens? Is that where we're going?
Greens, yeah.
Grinds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grinds? Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. Nothing too crazy. Just it was hot. And so when it was closing time, I packed everything up and jumped back in Bobcat and drove home and got all sweaty. And the assistant wouldn't even give me a hug. She told me to go shower.
What a jerk.
I know. So, but yeah,
nice.
It was fun.
That's cool. I'm really interested to see Flex move up in the world, right?
Oh yeah.
In the States here, because they do have a phenomenal product. They just need to expand their product line, which they have a very expansive product line in Europe.
Yes.
Just not a huge one here in the States yet, but the Corey got to show us a little bit of their 3 and 5 year plan, I think. And they have a lot of shit coming out. If anybody is the remote bit most interested in Flex 24 volt systems, go pick some up.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out.
Yes, there is. And for the remainder of this year, they have a lifetime warranty on all their tools.
Oh, that's right.
So anything you buy in the last few years has a lifetime warranty on it. The trick is you need to register them online.
Yeah.
So once you register them and you're in the system, that tool has a lifetime warranty on it.
Wow.
And the tool, I think, has a lifetime warranty. There's like 5 year. We got one of the batteries in front of us. There's 5 years warranty on the batteries.
That's pretty crazy.
Which nobody else does. It's absolutely insane, their warranty that they're giving on these things.
Yeah.
And it's really one of the things that's trying to get themselves a foothold in the market.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is once they feel that they've sold enough product, they're going to discontinue all those things.
Probably.
So if you're interested in getting some great power tools for the lifetime warranty, now's a great time.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. How hot was it out there? You said it was
hot.
It was hot.
It was over. It was 104 or 6 or something like that during the day, but we're standing out on the blacktop. Yeah. They did bring out an Ego Mister though.
Oh, that's nice.
It's this it was I don't know maybe a 16-inch like box fan looking thing, but on the front of the box fan had 4 misters, and then it had a pump that you just stuck into a 5-gallon water jug or any water source. And then they just turned it on and it started blowing mist out across everything. So yeah, you stand in front of that for long enough and you got wet. So it was pretty nice. And the taco truck was good. And the Sierra Nevadas and Coors Lights were tasty and cold.
Nice.
So yeah.
So I heard a rumor. I posted the bottle openers that Lee makes, the traction board bottle openers. He makes them for Morflate now.
Yeah.
And I posted them on Instagram next to a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale because it's a green label.
Sure.
Sierra Nevadas.
Yeah.
Green traction board, green Morflate kind of thing. And somebody posted on there saying, oh, you support trail killing companies? And I was like, what?
Max Trax?
Yeah, right. No, and then
Sierra Nevada, I guess.
He was claiming that the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, or Sierra Nevada, the beer company, I forget what he said. I'll have to look it up. But essentially, his claim was very similar to that of REI. Right? They're donating money towards organizations that are shutting down off-road trails.
Oh, interesting.
But
never heard that.
I haven't either, and I haven't been able to find any claims towards that either.
You should ask him to prove it.
I know. I want to go back and find it now. I looked myself, and then after I couldn't find anything, I kind of gave up. But I'm curious if anybody else out there, because we have a really cool, smart audience with a lot of knowledge in the different areas. If anybody knows about that claim, send me some information, because I couldn't find the information. I'd love to know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
So
I don't drink Sierra Nevada very often, but I figured it's a fairly good, decent beer that would be a little bit higher end than a Coors Light. Yeah. So that's why
I love the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's up there as my go-to with 805 for just kind of like relaxing summer drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious about that claim.
I can't remember. Somebody told me that Sierra Nevada is the largest U.S. owned microbrewery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bigger than Lost Coast?
I don't know. I mean, this is what I've heard. So.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a big business. I don't know how big Lost Coast is or anything. I mean, even Firestone's pretty big, but I think Sierra Nevada is pretty large.
Wow.
I think Lagunitas is owned by somebody else now.
Oh.
I mean, just all the, Budweiser and Coors, they're all owned by companies outside of the United States.
Yeah, true.
Maybe I'll have to fact check myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
pretty sure we have a listener, now that I remember, we have a listener that works for Sierra Nevada.
Oh.
And he was supposed to bring down beer for us.
Oh.
Now that I'm pretty sure that was Sierra Nevada. It might have been another company, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Sierra Nevada. Anyways.
Well, you know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are. Shoot me a message or leave us a voicemail or something. I would like to chat with you about some stuff about that. So
yeah. And we could have Sierra Nevada on the podcast and talk about these things.
Exactly, right?
We could just turn into a beer brewing podcast.
There we go. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I love gout.
Yes, you do. The way you were drinking at Expo, I think you'd like gout.
I'm shocked that I didn't have any flare-ups.
I am too.
In the last 10 days.
I was very impressed out at Expo, especially after the Ironman party, the dinner on Friday night.
I was more inebriated on Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? I think it was Saturday night. We came back and then you kind of disappeared talking to people.
Yeah.
And so your wife grabbed and poured a little bit of whiskey into a cup. And I was like, oh, you're going to drink some more? And she goes, no, I need to go find Jimmy. And I was like, so you take a cup of whiskey with you? And she goes, yeah, I kind of wave it around in the air and eventually he finds me. I was like, that's funny.
It's all true. If I might show up at your house randomly because you're drinking whiskey.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Anyway, so glad it was a cool event. Or hot event.
It was a hot event.
Yeah.
But it was a great event. I heard their sales numbers. I'm not going to repeat them, but they were very happy with the outcome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, cool. Sounds like you had some fun company there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Having the Seans and Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. And Bob.
And Bob.
I think was his name.
Nice.
Sean's dad.
Oh, John.
Sean Spaghetti's dad.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know that
one. He introduced himself as Spaghetti to Corey. And then his dad started laughing.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I love our listeners. So cool, man. Yeah, Saturday was freaking hot. I mean, we saw 102 in Georgetown on Saturday. And Georgetown's 2,600 feet. Granted, it's not high elevation, but we were seeing 92, 93 degrees on the dashboard thermometers of most of the vehicles.
Wow.
Out on the trail, on the Rubicon Trail on Saturday.
Yeah, that's pretty warm up there.
So it was toasty. But yeah, the weekend, this last weekend was the Madhatters summer picnic.
Okay.
The picnicky. And it's kind of done potluck style, right? So the club buys all the tri-tip.
Got it.
And then does like a barbecue with the tri-tip and then pays for the campsites.
Okay.
And then everybody else brings, if you have a main dish you want to share with people, you can. But you can bring side dishes, desserts, the papers and plates, that kind of stuff. So, and then it was everybody bring your own drinks. So
Okay.
it's really fun. The thing that's weird about this year is that usually we have like 4 to 6 trips we've already done.
And this was the first.
And this was the first trip really of the summer season for the Madhatters. So it was it was just weird that everybody was there and we're like, hey, kicking off the summer season with the picnic this year.
Wow.
But we were supposed to have it up at Gold Lake.
Okay. Yeah.
We didn't want to have to deal with snow that might be left at Gold Lake or anything. So we pulled an audible last minute, and Morgan, who has been amazing at planning out the summer picnics for the Madhatters each year, he got us space and reserved over at Ice House Resort.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Really cool at Ice House Resort. It's a cool spot.
Were you in the group camp?
Kind of.
Okay.
So most everybody was back in the group camp, and everybody who had a trailer and a tow rig parked kind of in the grass area before the group camp.
On the other side of the creek or whatever that is.
No, on this side of, I guess there's a little creek there that has a little walking bridge over it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
closer to the bar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, that's a cool, I've never been back to the group campsite there at Ice House Resort. It's a pretty cool venue, man.
Was Sarah and Ryan there?
They were not. They couldn't make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where their wedding reception was.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. So Ice House Resort's a cool little venue. If anybody's like towing and traveling from out of state and you're looking for a safe place to park your trailer to go and do the Rubicon, your tow rig, Ice House Resort is an awesome spot for that.
Yes.
So they'll charge you, but you know that your rig and your trailer and everything's going to be safe.
Absolutely. And it's not all the way at Loon Lake. So if you do drive all the way through and around the Rubicon, around back to the start, you don't have to drive all the way back to the Loon Lake to get saddled back up. Yep. You don't have to drive all that way. It saves you. I mean, if you're doing the full loop, it'll probably save you an hour.
About 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about 45 minutes from Ice House Resort to the spillway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Ice House Resort's awesome. They have a full bar with kitchen to make burgers and all sorts of fun things.
Get a little restaurant.
Yep.
A lot of dollar bills.
A lot of dollar bills everywhere. It's cool. And so we went up and I got there late Friday. I think I left home at 11:30 p.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
On Friday.
Wow.
So I technically showed up Saturday morning at 1 a.m. But
because you sent me an email late at night and I assumed that you had arrived.
No,
that's probably when you left.
It was right about when I left.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was working on packing everything and I stopped watching my email. Like I told you I was going to watch it. Stopped watching. I was packing stuff. And then I was like, oh, that's right. I need to check my email quick.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, there it is. Yeah. I got there like at 1 a.m. and immediately I love taking the camping trailer because I didn't even unhook it from the Bronco. I just took it up there, left it hooked up to the Bronco, threw the Starlink up on the roof and turned it on and then just passed out. So
why'd you turn the Starlink on?
Because it was outside of the trailer and
is there a long boot up time on that?
Not really. I mean, it boots up and then it runs the motors to find signal for about 10 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
I've found that for the most part, mine is pretty good at finding signal right away. So it'll boot up and within 5 minutes, the motors are done working. But it powered up and it draws a lot of power while it's booting up and the motors are running. But once it settles down and becomes a stable signal, it only pulls like 25 to 30 watts.
Okay.
So not too bad. I did get to on Sunday. I went over to the porta potties, which was 1,200 feet away, something like that. And I was like, I'm just kind of curious how strong the signal is from the Starlink. So I pulled my phone out, 1,200 feet away, and I had 4 out of 5 bars on the Wi-Fi signal.
Really?
Yeah. And the router's inside the trailer, a full aluminum shell trailer.
Because we're talking about what to do for internet at the homestead.
Mm-hmm.
And I've somewhat been curious about putting a Starlink out in the shop and giving internet to my neighbors and me.
Mm-hmm.
That might work.
It very well could. I was highly impressed with the range on it.
Or just build a hopper box thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That might be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I know that a lot of people are also rewiring their Starlinks to get rid of the stock router and do other routers. So you could technically put the Starlink on the shop and then rewire it for a normal router and then run that cable, either a cable or Wi-Fi bridged to another router in each of the houses.
Yeah.
And then supply internet that way.
Down into a nerdy talk on this one. Maybe
I'm down to go there.
We'll give a phone call to CJ with a CJ and we'll have a discussion on that.
Yeah. So anyways.
Moving on. You went to the bathroom.
I was very impressed with the Starlink range. Saturday, I woke up at 6:30 because the plan was to leave Ice House Resort at 8. Okay. So I wanted to wake up, make some coffee, and we ended up everybody ordered breakfast burritos from Ice House Resort for Saturday morning.
Cool.
So $15, and it is a massive, hefty breakfast burrito.
Oh, sweet.
It's a huge, it's a big ass breakfast burrito. So I'm going to be doing that from now on. Anytime I go up in that area and it's like breakfast time and I'm passing Ice House Resort, I'm pulling in for a breakfast burrito from here on out.
You're going to skip fish place, fish camp, fish, whatever.
Fresh pond.
That one.
Yeah. I might stop and get a coffee on the way at Fresh Pond just because they're further down the hill. But the breakfast burritos at Ice House Resort beat the pants off of the Fresh Pond Chevron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it faster for you to go up 50 than 80?
It depends. If I'm going to Ice House Resort, absolutely.
Well, yeah. If you're going to the Loon Lake entrance.
If I'm going to the Loon Lake entrance, it's literally like a difference of like less than 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
So I think it really just depends on traffic or like 50 is a fucking mess right now with all the traffic. And if I'm having to go through rush hour and get up to the trail, I'll go up 80 and skip 50 because of all the construction on 50. But it's, with no traffic, it's about 5 minute difference.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So breakfast burrito
Saturday.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it.
It was awesome. It was fantastic. I forgot to bring a sweater. Forgot to pack a sweater or a jacket or anything.
It's easy to do when it's 100 degrees down here.
That's exactly what I thought. And then in the mornings, it was like 45.
Yeah.
So.
And that's when you just go, yes.
Yeah.
It's cold and I'm going to be cold and freezing and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so the plan was to just go into the Rubicon Trail from Loon and go as far as we can with the goal of trying to get to Little Sluice by lunchtime.
Okay.
With 17 rigs.
Ooh.
And half of them have never done the trail before.
So you got to the start of the Granite Bowl.
No, we got a little further. We got to Ellis, Ellis Creek, which wasn't too bad, but I had to ride with somebody because I was thinking if we're going to try and go all the way in as far as we can go, I'm not going to take the Bronco.
Yeah.
If the plan was to just go in and then come out Wentworth and do the Wentworth loop, I probably would have taken the Bronco. But the plan wasn't that.
Yeah.
So the plan was to go into Ellis and then come back out Loon.
Okay.
But I needed to go out Wentworth Springs because of I needed to check our adopted trail section that I'm in charge of.
Yeah.
And just kind of get eyes on it and see what the work is going to need to be. Right. So on the way in, we came across a group that passed us at the kiosk about 15, maybe 20 minutes before we took off.
Sure. Okay.
And we caught them before Gatekeeper.
How many of them were there?
There was 4 rigs, I think.
What were they on? Like 31s?
No, they were on built rigs. They were just going super slow.
Wow. Okay.
And so I kind of was like, I ended up hiking the whole time because I didn't have a rig and I like hiking that trail when I don't have a vehicle.
And you can walk faster than people drive.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Yep. So I kind of walked up to the people in the group because like they were out. There was, that one spot as you're approaching Gatekeeper, there's like a tree in the middle of the trail.
Yep.
And then it goes around the tree or up the little ledges next to the tree.
Yeah.
And people have started creating bypasses to the right side of the tree.
Yep.
They had 2 vehicles. One was parked sideways in the bypass. The other one was getting into the bypass. One of them was kind of stopped in the left route. And then there was another one that was kind of working its way in crawl up the little steps next to the tree.
Okay.
So they had the whole thing blocked up.
Right.
And so I walked up and I'm like, hey guys, do you need any help with anything? They're like, nope. I was like, okay, are you planning on going this slow? Because you passed us like 20 minutes ago. And I was like, are you going at this? Is this the pace you guys are running the trail at? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. No worries. If you guys, feel free to keep at your pace. Do you mind if we get by you though before gatekeeper? And they're like, yeah, I guess that should be fine. Let me check with the group. So he gets on the radio and checks with the group. And then they all of a sudden get their act together and take off.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I guess they're not letting us by. Okay. And so, I was a little peeved about that. But at the same time, I was like, oh, if they're going to get their act together and go, then cool.
Yeah.
So they got through gatekeeper, and then our group getting through gatekeeper, we had 2 people that had a little bit of trouble getting through the little rocky section where you were trying to like hop over the rocks and your hub was undone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where Jacob undid your hub and you were coming out.
Was it Jacob?
I think it was Jacob Gleghorn that did it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It sounds like something he would do.
Right. So anyways, right at that little spot there.
That's like at the base of the entrance.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that little spot there, we had a couple people get their axles hung up and I had to redirect them and say, hey, go back, choose a different line over here. So we ended up taking a little bit longer to get through gatekeeper than I expected, which was, I'm glad the guys took off now and got their act together. So ran into them again up at Whalebones, but we got everybody through, got up to Whalebones, and I spotted people up Whalebones. And then we're pretty much from there on out, we went out to Ellis, and we reached Ellis about 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
So we started on the trail about 9:30, 9:45 maybe, made it to Ellis about 11:30.
Wow. You guys weren't going terribly fast.
No, it was a comfortable hangout pace.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Well, with that many rigs too.
Yeah. Right. So got to Ellis. We decided to have lunch at Ellis. We're going to hang out there till 12:30 or so.
Before the bridge?
We had
that big camping area?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we parked them all over the place.
Yeah.
17 rigs.
True. Okay.
So we made sure the trail stayed clear though, so people can get through. And
very courteous of you.
Trying to be courteous. And so I was hot from hiking, right, already. And so I went down to the creek under the bridge and just like splashed water on my face. I had a Rubicon Trail bandana that I was wearing to keep the sun off my neck. So I dunked that in the water, put that on. I was down there for maybe 2 minutes and I got assaulted by mosquitoes.
Oh yeah.
I just got destroyed. I might have 10 to 15 bites on my legs and my arms after just being there for 2 minutes.
Wow.
It was insane.
Because you're so sweet, Tyler.
I guess so, man. I don't know. But I was like, I need to get out of here. So I ran out from there and had lunch and hung out with everybody. While we were coming down the bowl, let me back up. Friday night before I left, there was a couple of posts on the Rubicon Trail page and on NorCal 4x4 Rescue of people with a broken Dana 35 axle in the Rubicon. And I was like, yeah, what's new?
Yeah.
So
tell me something I don't know.
Yeah. So I kind of made a little joke about that. I was like, haha, we should put up a sign at Loon that says no Dana 35s on the trail. Is there anybody from JJ USA around, or can they wait overnight for parts to be brought in or something? And it was kind of like, well, we're not sure what was really going on, what exactly they need. Since it's a Dana 35, they probably need axle shafts. But we're not sure yet. And so I was like, okay. I ran into those guys at the bottom of the bowl near Beer Tree.
Okay. Which way were they going?
They were heading out.
Okay.
Trying to get out.
Good.
They made it down the bowl just fine, but with only front wheel drive, they couldn't make it up the other side of the bowl.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and apparently nobody was offering to tow them to the top of the bowl or help them get out. Right.
That doesn't sound like the off-road community I know.
Right. So we offered, I said, hey man, do you need axle shafts? What is it that you need? He goes, it's actually the spider gears.
Oh. The
spider gears are gone on the Dana 35. And I was like, okay, so getting axle shafts into you isn't going to do you any good. He goes, no. I was like, okay, well, you really need a new carrier and spider gears or something, or you need to be towed out of here, right? He goes, yeah, one of those would work. I was like, cool. So how much water do you guys have? How much food do you have? Like, are you running low on supplies? And they're like, yeah, we've been out here this is our 3rd day and we didn't bring any food to begin with.
What?
I was like, what? He goes, yeah, we didn't bring any food. I was like, what? Did you bring camping equipment? And he goes, no, we didn't have sleeping bags, nothing. We just came out for a day trip and broke the axle. And this is our day 3 out here now.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, people, Always plan for an overnight trip. When you go off-roading, you're really camping, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy and I have been over this. Oh man. So anyways, we gave them a bunch of water and said, hey, hang out here. We're just going to go into as far as we can go, and we're going to come back out this way. So if you're still here when we come out, we'll get you towed back out. We'll get you to pavement. We'll get you out to the cell phone corner at Loon Lake, where you can call help. Do you need a ride back into town? Like what? They're like, no, we can get tow service. We just need to get to cell service. I was okay. I was like, if you're still here when we come out, we'll get you out of here and get you back to pavement. Left them with a bunch of water, left them with some snacks. And then we went on up to Ellis. We had our lunch at Ellis. And then on the way back out, I was like, all right, I'm going to go with Daniel, another guy in the club, down Wentworth Springs route out to the Wentworth Springs campground so we can check on the adopted trail. Well, it turns out everybody else wanted to go with us too.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, well, we can all come down this way. And then John and Renee were like, hey, what about that guy at the bowl with the Dana 35? I was like, oh, that's right. No, we need to go send somebody back to help him. And so we sent Warren.
Okay.
With his big, heavy CJ8. He's got a scrambler. And it's an aftermarket frame and everything. So,
and he knows what he's doing.
He's got a big V8 in there too. So I was like, he can tow the guy out, and let's have John go with Warren in case anything does need to get welded and breaks further while towing the guy out.
Sure. Okay.
So John and Warren went that way to get the guy. And when they found him, he had made it to the top of the bowl. So I'm not sure how he made it, if somebody towed him up there or if he used the winch points and winched himself up. I'm not sure, but he was at the top of the bowl. So they just kind of strapped him up to Warren and dragged him through Gatekeeper and dragged him off of the trail and dragged him all the way to the cell phone corner.
Really?
Before Loon Lake. Yeah.
He couldn't drive on the road after that?
I guess not. I don't know.
I would have assumed he might have needed help getting out of the Loon Lake spillway up to the levee.
Yeah.
But then from there, I would have assumed he could drive.
I would imagine so too. I don't know if the guy was just concerned and didn't want to pull his rear drive shaft.
Okay.
I don't know. But Warren and John got him back to the cell phone corner, made sure that he got in contact with the tow company, and then left him there.
Okay.
They made it there about the same time we hit Wentworth Springs Campground.
Okay. Yeah.
So I hiked pretty much all the way from Ellis all the way out to Wentworth Springs Campground almost.
Okay.
And so
I got a little hike, mile or so.
Yeah. So the adopted trail section the trail itself was in pretty good shape. Post pile is in great shape.
Okay.
And the trail's in good shape. All of our silt pots, the energy dissipators, as they're called, need to be emptied. They are completely full.
I'm sure they are. Yeah. After this winter.
Yep. And there's one spot where people have, it's not like they're creating a bypass. They're either using it as a pull off to park and do dispersed camping, or they're using it as a turnaround spot. And so we need to shut that off, put up a barrier. But other than that, everything else looks pretty good.
Cool.
So we just need to get in, do our trail maintenance, get the dissipators cleaned out before fall so that once the rains start coming, they can work again.
Nice. Okay.
So we did that. And then while we were coming down and approaching post pile, here's a tip of trail etiquette for everybody out there. If you're not in somebody's group, don't go up and start spotting everybody in somebody else's group.
Yeah. I guess.
Especially if you don't know them, and especially if they're not asking for it.
Yes.
You would think that would be common sense, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. So but
apparently not.
Apparently not. There's an older-ish gentleman. He's probably in his late 50s, early 60s. Appeared out of nowhere because I was standing at the top of post pile telling all of our group to go take the bypass.
Yeah.
Because there was 3 rigs working their way up post pile.
Okay.
So I was like, as they were coming through, I was like, hey, go bypass. Hey, go bypass. Hey, go bypass.
Yeah.
And this guy comes down and I just hear screaming at the top of his lungs. Driver, passenger, stop, back up. Okay, driver. And I'm like, what is going on up here? And I kind of walk back up to the corner right there. And this guy is standing at the corner spotting all of the Mad Hatters through, which is not really an obstacle.
No,
it's just a
bypass.
It's a narrow kind of bouldery section. If you're not paying attention, there's a couple diff catchers.
Okay.
But that's it.
Yeah.
And so he's directing all of them through that. And then they're getting to me at post pile. And I had 4 of the rigs in our group stop and go, who is that guy and why is he yelling at everybody?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I think he's helping, but like
he thinks he's helping.
He thinks he's helping. And I'm just, he's not hurting anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to let him continue. Like, just take the bypass and go on. And, there's weird people out here on the trail sometimes.
Yes.
And so we were doing that. And then the last person in our group came through, and his name is Josh. He has a Mojito Green JL on 40-inch tires and Ultimate Dana 60s.
Okay.
And so he's wide. He's a very wide. I want to say his WMS is a Super Duty WMS.
Okay.
So he's super wide, this fat vehicle in a narrow spot. He doesn't have a lot of line options.
Right.
He kind of just goes wherever he fits.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm sitting at post pile, talking to the second to last rig in our group. And all of a sudden I hear the guy yelling, like screaming, stop, stop, stop. And he's like getting more and more anxious as he's screaming this. And I'm like, what is going on? So I go up there and Josh is coming over this big rock that he has to come over because he just doesn't fit between in the squeeze. So he's coming up over the rock and coming down, and he's working on coming down, and all of his windows are up. So he's like just ignoring this dude.
Yeah.
And Josh is an experienced wheeler. He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
And so he's just ignoring this guy, and this guy is getting more frustrated the more Josh is ignoring him. And so finally I walked up, I was like, whoa, what's going on? And the guy's like, he needs to stop. And I was like, looking at the situation, I'm like,
why?
He's fine. Like there's nothing that looks dangerous about his line choice here. And I was like, he's fine. He knows what he's doing. He's good. He goes, yeah, but I need to get out of the way. And I was like, well, there's a spot right over here. If you just step 2 steps to the side. And he goes, I've been trying. I can't get over there. And I was like, okay, well, you work on getting over there. And he's working on coming down this rock. He's still got 15 feet before he hits you. Like everything's cool. And he goes, he needs to stop because I need to get out of the way. And I was like, dude, honestly, you didn't have to be in the way in the first place.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that. He went off on me. So he just went off. He goes, fuck you. You can't. All these people needed fucking help getting through here. You're ungrateful, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no offense. I've been wheeling with these people quite a bit. I know what they're capable of. They were going to make it through that just fine. Like, I appreciate what you're trying to do. It wasn't necessary. And you're just kind of putting yourself into harm's way in the process. And he was like, well, fuck you. I'm not going to help out anymore anyway. So I was like, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah. And I just turned around and walked away.
It's the last guy anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that's the last guy in our group. Have a good day. Then Josh comes down. He goes, what was all that about? And I was like, I have no clue, man.
He wanted you to stop so he could move.
Yeah, exactly.
You're 15 feet away and in his danger zone.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm just another piece of trail etiquette out there for everybody. If people don't want to be spotted, you have not been asked.
Yeah.
For someone to spot them.
That's the answer. Don't spot unless you're asked to.
Exactly. So anyways, he was confusing a lot of people and he ultimately ended up making the situation worse. Yeah. So, but anyways, everything was good after that. We made it down into camp and then boogied on out and went back down to Ice House Resort and had our potluck.
Cool.
So
nice. Yep.
Potluck was great. We had tri-tip and a bunch of other goodies. And then I was dead tired from the day because I hiked all day in 92-degree heat.
That and you had very little sleep the night before.
I had very little sleep the night before, and I was running back and forth. Oh, nobody in our group had been down Wentworth Springs before.
Oh.
So I was spotting people, just making sure they didn't go down the wrong ledges.
I've only been down Wentworth Springs. I've never been up it.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I went down Post Pile.
Yeah. So, that kind of granite slab section, people were
near the end,
up near the top, up near the intertie, near the main trail,
the first V downhill.
Yeah.
So it's not a V, but it's has a wedge cut in it.
Well, just all the granite up until you're not in granite anymore.
Okay.
As you're approaching the campgrounds, people didn't know where they were going, right?
Oh yeah.
I was spent the time, running back and forth up the line of rigs, 15 rigs, to keep people from going down the wrong ledges and make sure the lead was staying on the correct trail.
Sure.
So I probably I'm guessing, I hiked Loon to Ellis and then to Wentworth Springs, but I probably in total hiked 3 times that distance.
You hiked the trail.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I was dead tired. After eating, I hit a food coma and I just went back to the trailer and laid down pretty much in my, my little reclining
double wide.
Yeah. My double wide. And then had a beer and kind of fell asleep there for a little bit and then climbed into the trailer and went to sleep.
Cool.
So, and then Sunday morning came around and we had another recovery to deal with. This time it was an Australian.
Oh.
I woke up to text messages from Hussman.
Yeah.
And Kelly.
Oh, that Australian.
That Australian, yes.
Okay.
Saying that there was an Australian in the trail that snapped his coilover.
Yeah.
And had been driving around on 3 coilovers for a day and a half and needed a coilover to get back off the trail.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Hussman remembered that I had those Fox coilovers in my garage. And so I was able to open my garage door from Ice House Resort via the Starlink. And so Hussman and Vivint.
Yeah.
And so Hussman got the coilover out of my garage, drove it over to Kelly's. And since the Australian also refuses to carry any tools on the trail, Hussman had to put together a little tool package out of the Australian's tools in his garage and send Kelly up with the coilover and tools with Justin McMurray from Metal Cloak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Metal Cloak Justin went up and she handed the coilover and tools to Justin. Justin ran him into the trail, found Ozzy and gave him everything. And they got the coilover switched out and they had to adjust the preload a little bit. And then he bombed on out of the trail from there.
I wonder if that coilover is going to be good in the future.
I don't know. That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
So anyways,
that's funny.
It was a funny morning and, where all the MFers have been giving him a hard time about not carrying tools. Cause literally Thursday we were talking about, tools and stuff to carry on the trail. He goes, I don't carry any tools. I just carry a couple of like freeze dried meals and a chair. Yeah. And that's all I need because I never break anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we were all giving him shit on Thursday about it.
Famous last words.
And then he snapped a coilover over the weekend. Yeah. So anyways, that was the fun part of Sunday.
I know what tools to carry because I break things on the trail.
Exactly, right?
Or I used to.
Yeah.
I haven't broke something on the trail for a while.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Good job. So anyways, that was our weekend. It was a fun weekend. Great seeing the Madhatters again. This is like the first time getting to see everybody for the year. So yeah, it was a good time.
They're a fun group of people. That's a good, fun club. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that their club is open to a lot of people in different areas.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And yeah, they're just a good group of people.
Yep. I agree. So anyways, fun weekend. Didn't break anything on the Bronco. Didn't do anything really hard with it. Camping trailer is awesome. I know my next upgrades for it. Shower is one of them.
Yeah.
Because I needed the shower at Expo and I needed a shower
after hiking the trail.
After hiking the trail. Yeah.
Cool.
So I think shower's coming in the books for the trailer. So
sweet.
Yeah, that was it. Fun
Sounds
times.
Good. Yep. If you want to get a hold of us in any way or have any questions, feel free to find us on Instagram. I'm over at Snail Trail 4x4. Tyler's at 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com, or you can phone in and leave us a fun voice message like Alex did. And that phone number is area code 916-345-4744.
Sweet. That sounds great. Jimmy, any final words for everybody out there?
Moose Knuckles.
Actually,
wait. I'm sorry to interrupt. It really should be get in for the Super Winch giveaway because this is your last moment.
Yes. And with that, my friends.
Wait. I just wanted to interrupt you again. Go ahead.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
Got one for you.
Okay, I'm ready this time. I'm going to get this one.
Are you?
I'm going to get this one. I'm going to get this one. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Did you know that...
Man?
What?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin
The
Man?
Muffin Man.
Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
Did you know the Muffin Man?
That lives on Curry Way. Drury Way? What is it?
I
Curry?
don't know.
Whatever.
It's not curry,
Anyway.
I don't think.
You don't think muffins are done with curry?
No.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
Did you know that... I lost King Arthur.
Okay.
King Arthur and the Round Table had a knight that collected taxes.
Okay.
Yeah, his name was Sir Charge.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty good.
I like the computer one better.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. An Apple. Something about an Apple, one bite and then crashed.
Yeah.
Anyways.